Item number 3 is discussion of a proposal from Hernandez Calhoun Design International for design services, construction, and permanent restrooms at Navarre. They're not ready with anything, but volunteer groups in the community have been working this issue. One group started and another group started with a competing set, and we thought it would be wiser to let the county handle it rather than risk starting a civil war. But we have some plans to consider now that probably going to be top quality stuff. So without any further ado, we will move into this presentation from, I think, Mr. Dabney.
Mr. Chairman, I
put this together for us.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, just a moment. He's a wizard.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, a few months ago I was approached by Navarre Voices for Progress and Sandra Horton about the need for these restrooms down there, and I wasn't aware of any other action that had been being taken at the time. Soon after that, I talked to Mr. Dabney about this, and yesterday evening we were able to get a set of plans that would save District 4 Recreation Fund and the citizens of Santa Rosa County quite a few dollars. I have those plans from Mr. Dabney ready to turn into a building inspection department. Also, we were able to obtain 3 letters of committal. One, Gulf Breeze Plumbing will provide labor needed to plumb the public restrooms of Navarre free of charge for their labor. Be it advised that AD Electrical Group, LLC, intends to provide our services with the above referenced project. It is a chance for us to give back to the community and a much needed project. And then finally, we have another letter of commitment from A.K. Moyer, LLC, as overseeing the construction of the Navarre Welcome Center public restrooms. A.K. Moyer has agreed to provide this service at no labor cost to the county. He is a licensed general contractor. His compensation, the county will not pay A.K. Moyer for his services, for he has agreed to provide them free of charge based on the needs of this project and a way to give back to the community where he lives and builds homes and businesses. We have with us today James Dabney, and also Sandra's here, I believe. Sandra Horton's here. And I'm just very thankful for citizens that are willing to step up to the plate like this.
It's outstanding.
I'm Ira Mae Bruce. I'm here basically just to say thank you to these 2 people. Sandra had started a committee to try to build things in Navarre that we need, and this was our first project, and all of a sudden here comes James. He's already gotten the project planned. In the meantime, I had talked to Hunter Walker, and that's the reason it went on the agenda the way it is. It was I'm just overwhelmed with the number of people that have stepped up and said, we want this project and we want it done right. So the plans that you have are the plans that James has had an architect do, and he's and the people that have offered their services for free. So right now, I guess that I would like to have James talk and with our chairman talk, but I guess we need probably a motion to move ahead with the county's supervision.
What we'll do is just what we said we would do Monday. This outstanding work, James, don't ever mention something to James if you're not serious about making it happen, because it'll happen. We'll get the county to look at it, and as I said Monday, we'll either get the community to do it or we'll do it ourselves, but District 4 funds are available, so if this pans out, we will supply the material to save the sales tax, and with a gracious donation of the time of the community. So you have all of the trades now, or are you missing the trade?
We're still looking to get the AC mechanical, but there's several AC down.
Well, if somebody can step up and fill that gap, that will be wonderful. And if they don't step up and fill that gap, it's not going to stop us.
Right, and we've got
we'll move ahead.
Company.
Yeah, we'll move ahead with what we have to bid out. We will and what you have put together with your group. We'll press with that. This is just outstanding. I'd like to run these through the normal review process, and you guys were the first one to the table. You have put this project probably 6 to 8 months, maybe a year ahead of schedule. Deeply appreciate your efforts, and I know that you were the one bearing the imposition because of your business proximity to the park, and we were flooding your bathrooms, and we appreciate your help. Yes, ma'am, you wanted to say something?
No, I'm.
Okay, all right.
It's all set up right now, and like I said, I didn't get started back on this project till Monday, so everything kind of took place from Monday from this. With the help of Lori Gallup, she had the initial conceptual drawings. We took her drawings and we put it on paper, and were able to put it all together. So there was more than just myself. I know Ira May, Cindy Stevens, several others in the community, the chamber, they've all gotten involved now. And I wasn't made aware of it until she called me on the phone about the issue, and then I was at an economic development meeting is where I really started to get involved with it. So we have pretty much 3 trades consultants going to be doing the site work, and I can get letters of engagement from everybody.
We need to do those things. From the legal standpoint, we're going to need the letters, the insurance, and all that, but the staff will help you with that. You've done a tremendous job with this, and we deeply appreciate it. The communities.
Well, I believe we can make this, if with the approval from the commission, I think we can make this happen, and I believe be done maybe opening before the Christmas thing, if you guys can get this approved.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a set of, they're not engineered stamp plans as of right now, because I wanted to leave that open. Yeah. So if the commission, any of the engineers wanted to make changes to that, before we take those to the engineer,
sure.
I want to make sure that you guys looked at it, said, yep. I mean, nobody looks at a project the same way. Okay. Obviously, we've had that
That's
discussion.
Excellent. There's one point that we may want to consider. This is almost August. That's probably, I don't know, we need to kick around the wisdom of an immediate start versus a September, November start when the park activities begin to slow down a little. I don't know how disruptive it would be to construction to have people and little people around the construction equipment, but we can work our way through that.
Yeah, as far as equipment and stuff, you cordon that stuff off, and you can fence it off. I mean, there's okay. You're going to build something no matter where you build it, in a park or in a business. It doesn't, it's all safety issues obviously, but I don't think putting it off for another 2 months when we've already been struggling for 2 years,
sure, is
an acceptable answer. I think we should get the funds allocated, get it started, get the engineers on it.
Well, I saw you had a takeoff. I don't know if you've got a good estimate of what the material is going to be, but now, Ms. Jones, in this situation, are we going to be okay to purchase the materials for this project through the vendors that James has been able to put together for us, or how's that work?
We can certainly do direct purchase of the materials.
Okay.
That shouldn't present a problem.
I was concerned
I don't
that
know if there's a general contractor on board.
Yeah.
We probably need to explore that aspect a bit further.
The AK Moyer is a licensed state general contractor.
And his time is donated, so I think all that we would need and he wanted, I think we probably need to pay his payroll. Isn't that probably part of what the deal was with him? He doesn't want his payroll either?
No cost.
Okay, that's outstanding then.
So, and we'll work on the different, like tile layers and stuff like that, sheet rockers, however.
Yeah.
What we're needing from you guys is the guidance on what you are requiring for finished product.
Okay,
so we designed the outside roof to match the chamber. The outside hardy board siding is to match the chamber. So everything is what's there already. So
okay. We will move these through through planning and zoning, and I'll make a motion right now that we got too many mics on. I see two other lights. I'll yield the floor in just a minute.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept this proposal for consideration. I can't imagine it having a shortfall, and that we run the plans through the county planning and zoning, and if they, there probably will have to be tweaked, but and we'll need a dollar figure for the
I can get you, if
for the
you give me a few
materials.
more days or at least another week, I can get you.
Okay, because we'll have to specify, we'll have to reserve the dollars, so we'll need, to know what to move to one side.
Well, what we want to do is make sure that way there's no, we want this to be a community project.
Absolutely.
The whole game plan behind it is to make it a community project where we can get different trades to come in, help us all. We'll, obviously, Tony Moore will make sure that all the trades that do come in will be licensed trades with their insurance, all their stuff. We'll obviously have to follow the guidelines, and I'm sure, I think Mr. Blaylock knows Tony Moyer. Yeah, I know he's up at the county on a regular basis, so he's very well known up there. I know if I ever needed something, I always called him. So he's obviously knows a few people up there, but what we're wanting it to do is to be a community project. You've had a lot of people that's gone out on their own to do the work, and now we want the community to come together and say, hey, we helped build that.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. This is outstanding. It's deeply appreciated. Your generosity is overwhelming. Commissioner Lynchard, you had the light first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just going to suggest that we direct staff to go ahead and cost everything out and prepare specifications for the fixtures. A lot of times, we've wrestled with this at Tiger Point Park with some additional restroom facilities. And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. They had an estimate to refurbish existing restrooms down there that was $100,000 because of the cost of the equipment that goes in there, the commercial grade fixtures and everything. So if Roger can or Avis can, or Tony can get some cost estimates prepared and spec out the fixtures, the siding, all of the materials that the county is going to be supplying. Maybe we can have that at our first meeting in August to go ahead and approve procurement or go out for bid if we have to go out for bid on the materials, and then we can move forward as quickly as possible.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Cole.
Thank you. Commissioner Lynch, James has already gotten Southern Pipe and got started rolling on that as far as the cost specs on the plumbing. And in our discussion yesterday evening, this is all hands-free, limited water, using, the best technology out there today. And I can't say anything more than I've been very impressed with this guy. He makes things happen, and I enjoyed the 2 hours we spent last night going over that. So, Mr. Chairman, with your motion, I'll be glad to turn these set of plans into our building department and these letters of commitment and specifications to our legal department.
Absolutely, and I would like you guys, James, to get one-on-one, because you're probably going to need, they'll tell you what else we need in terms of letters of commitment and those little dots and dashes that the bureaucracy requires. So thank you again very much. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I just want to ask, so that means that the first meeting in August, we'll do a status report on where this is all standing at?
Yes, the first meeting in August is the committee meeting where we beat it around one more time, and then we'll pass it that Thursday. So that would by that time, we'll be talking about how many dollars we're going to set aside from the district for recreation funds toward this project.
The one other issue that James and I talked about, but I don't think we're in the plans because we just talked about it, is one of the big problems we've had at the park is security.
Yeah.
I had been doing a little bit of study on it and mentioned it to James the other day that some of the security companies will provide locks that automatically lock at a certain time. And they have a buzzer on them that give you so long to get out of the restroom, and then they lock. We've never been able to come up with a really good way to get a human being to go lock the restrooms every night. and unlock them. And this, if this would work, it might be something we would like to add to the plans and may have to pay for.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
We're looking into that very thing at Tiger Point. Again, some system that would automatically lock the doors at a certain time, but then it would have a panic bar so that if anybody were inside when they lock, they can get out. Free
Right.
access out, free exit, but no entry after a certain time.
Yeah.
And then it would unlock again in the morning. So we're looking into that.
I think
that
we need that
technology.
probably in all of our parks, but that's been our problem with the restrooms that we built in front of the tourist center were, they were supposed to be the replacement for the restrooms that had been in the park. And they didn't work because people were going in at night. And so I'm hoping that we can get those locked too and give us a more, a way to lock those so that we do have, for larger groups, that we do have more than one way for people to get in and out of the restrooms and be safe. So.
That's excellent. And also at the last TDC meeting, we discussed the alarming the building itself. The building is not alarmed, and that's inexpensive, and at this day and age, it's badly needed. So we'll make all this wrap together, and can't say thank you enough, James. This is outstanding, and we deeply appreciate you and the volunteers that made this happen.
One thing I want to make sure what the reason we're doing what we're doing as a group on the south end is, even though you'll see A&D Electric there's 3 owners of that. One of the owners is Troy Williams. He's been a local resident for since 1978. He moved there when I moved there. But you'll see his letterheads from Niceville. That's one of the 3 partners, his address. So we're using local contractors in the south end, and we're using local. If you'll go out and take any of these bids, this Southern Pipe bid here, it's 5% over cost. What I'm doing is going to the table saying, hey, we want you guys to give us this basically at cost, and we're going to do a name recognition plaque saying that these are the people that helped build this facility.
That's outstanding.
Local contractors, and we want to buy all the material local. We don't want somebody from Pensacola bringing us material.
Yep.
That's not what this project's for.
Yep.
So when the county looks at that, we want to make sure that point's clarified, because that was my point to all my contractors and my friends, that this will be a local project.
Absolutely.
Done by locals.
Mr. Chairman, if we could just get the board to direct staff, which would be probably the county engineer and public services director, to work with Mr. Dabney and his group on putting together the specs and all that you need. Getting with Mr. Moyer and kind of come back to y'all with a plan.
Okay. We were making our way toward a motion for that when we started weaving through the comments, but I move that the staff work with Mr. Dabney to fill in whatever we need in his volunteer effort to make this come to completion, and we would work toward having data the first week in August so that we can set aside funds and begin the project. And I do so without objection. Hearing none, it passes. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'd also like to just mention one other person that has been involved, and that was Laurie Gallup. I think she also
Absolutely,
had a
Lori.
set of plans, and although she and I don't always agree on everything, that this was one that we do. Thank you.
Lori and her sister and 2 or 3 other folks in the other group, and I appreciate you guys coalescing and making this happen. That's outstanding. All right. Item number 4